go take Makashi.
Yeah. Yeah, sensible.
How did they treat this? Yeah, like this. And they just go, yeah, you can just go like that.
There was a rules question. Like said, yeah, you could literally be here.
Can't really touch it like here.
I think, yeah,
It's still like that.
yeah, I think, yeah, as long as you're in that vertical plane, off the edge of that, I'm fine with that.
That's what Ollie wants.
I agree with you.
Or let dice aside. Yeah, we can do that. Shields.
We can stream for today.
Speed one up. That seems like that. Let Dave decide.
Give us too much but it's like we're here now, so we've got the semi-final. Two
Shores would be 221.
Can you fit round the back of that?
Yeah, it's like a base move in there.
the Sultans
Why do you come here?
all new boxes. T-series with one squad of two squads of
Are these lines?
Ollie? Not Ollie.
Shout it louder.
Just shout.
this list is so good.
There's that time, not this time.
We know what we're doing.
There's too many chants.
One of you wanted to change your name.
It's such a good name, you know?
There's no unsubstitute on
So how do you get the suggestion? Since we're going to be measuring our team. One my side as well. No, sorry.
Bravely into the breach.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to do his job, which is get killed as quickly as possible.
Give me kill points. I'm very grateful. Donation. You can use all your medics to save it.
Absolutely, that's why they're there.
That's why they're there. The Guardian as well, you know. Save them all. Get down with spray. Palpatine said just to support the monster.
Yeah, Palpatine doesn't need any screen
If it matters
saving.
by that much by the end of the game, then it's
Mega monster. Is it taller than that?
No, I can't see it. I don't think you can see over that.
Unless they're like
No, because I'm short.
Yeah. Cool.
So I can just see through this.
Yeah.
Founding.
no, actually, have you scouted? Say again? Have you scouted?
Those are scouted. The deployment was there, so they've kind of scouted length rather than. Who's already been on the stream? No idea.
Can you see them?
By the end of the game,
anything I currently do.
again, if one of us loses by that,
This one.
So as you can see in your
So you get grey snipers.
Can you get the whole base? Can you get the whole base?
The kneeling guy is.
magnetized base.
They got scout free. Sorry.
You have to play.
Well, scout can go. Yeah,
Yeah, that's all
But
good.
he's.
yeah. Because scout's not an actual move. It's a speed.
It's a speed X, so yeah, it's just that's fine.
Yeah. So pop him there and stick him. Obviously.
That's cool. I didn't know. I don't know much about the protocols in terms of the I know some, but not a lot. I don't know the ins and outs. When he said Jesse, I was like, that's his name.
Jesse was the one that's kind of
That big decision.
use your trees and
Watch Palpatine run really slowly away from Ventress.
If Palpatine goes over there, oh yeah, you'll be truce, ceasefire. I was spending like all of last night thinking about that.
Oh really?
Which one I was going to go. I think it's very important.
Yeah.
Probably the best choice, probably. Not back.
That mounting is such a double-edged sword. Just go for it, and then you get killed, and you get it.
Also, I can pretty much guarantee killing Sam. Because if he dies and gets one left, he's dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing can save him. I think it's the choice you've got there. Are the trees light or heavy?
Light. So green snipers do the same sort of thing. Scouts. Nothing to.
These are the two objectives.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going there. Tom's going there.
You're red player.
I'm red player.
There in range of, and I heard you
So picky.
still got it.
Think of the street.
We're confusing people.
I imagine this one probably isn't.
You're old.
That's how it's going to go. This is why I like this list. I have to roll the least defense dice possible. I hate rolling defense dice.
One can't still give heavy cover.
Put the Anakin shit up here. I hate this And also, for pure ease, I know you probably have plastic tokens, but no rebel ones.
I have mine are in sleeves. They are actually Republic ones because I wanted to rep Republic.
So it's going to go Anakin and these two box.
I've got one more set of 6 to drop, and then it's just my 2 commanders.
It's going to go Anakin and one box. Go. And then the clone commander will point angrily at the RPS. Boyle score, sorry. So, just to be clear, Anakin, defensive stance.
Yes. push, fray, throw.
Yes.
Command command, improvised orders which I've not used once. No, it just hasn't really. It's like, well, okay, I'm happy with that. I can do that.
Yeah.
And the odds of me going, putting that back in, putting like exactly the same like the odds. It's when you have like the odds where you've got 3 to 1 and 1.
And you pull the one.
Yeah.
Like my first turn of this with my 4 special forces and my 1 bar. The bars will always come out with like
RBA spoil, DC-15 with a bit, 2 white. Goes to Echo's. It's just
I haven't seen your PC, I've seen your Z6.
oh yeah, that's the rare one, 2019. I have a spare one.
Is that rainbow?
Because it also has the droid.
Oh, nice.
Even that nice little hole.
Yes, I went to
So we're not starting. I'll turn 6.
Empire card, so same card, but obviously must be better.
Hello. 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 Why is this not working? Okay, sounds like the technical issues might be over. If you can hear me, then I have been talking to myself for 20 minutes. I'm not sure exactly what happened with the mic issue there, but I'm hoping I finally got it working. So let me know if you can hear me. That would be great. Sounds like it's not perfect, but we're gonna stick with it anyway. There were some real teething issues as the first streams that I've ever done, so you'll have to bear with me. Unfortunately, it's a pretty steep learning curve. So we have got the semi-finals at Battlefield Hobbies of the That's No Moon World Open Qualifier. We've got 4 people who are currently 3-0. We've got Ollie Dyer and Dave Grant, so one of those 2 will be in the final, and we now also have on this stream here, we have Chris Smith and Tom Sefton. So Chris Smith will quickly go over the lists. We're playing major offensive, payload and clear conditions. So Chris is the red player, so you can see the boxes to the left of the screen. That's his destination, and Tom is on top of the TIE bomber. So lists. Chris is playing a list that Andy had got his first World's invite with. It's Emperor Palpatine with Anger, Burst of Speed, Force Barrier and Improvised Orders. He's got IG-88 with Hunter, Comms Relay and Targeting Scopes. He's got 2 squads of Shore Troopers, both with a medic, one with a T-21 and one with Delmico. He has got a squad of Royal Guards with Protector and Electro Binoculars and 2 squads of Snipers. So you can see that he's put most of his units down by the payload there, and he's scouted ahead with the mortar. And then Tom is playing a Sergeant Bosk. So let me bring his list up real quick. He was on the stream yesterday on the round 3 stream. So this is 2 games in a row that Tom's been on stream, and he played the droids perfectly yesterday. So we have got a T-Series tactical droid with improvised orders and electro binoculars. We've got Bosk with hunter and targeting scopes, a Sarge with burst of speed, force push, into the fray and offensive push, 3 squads of B1s with the sniper, 1 squad of B1s with a medic, 2 Magna Guards, both with a rocket and 1 with a comms jammer. So he's wanting to get in there and jam up when he gets in melee, which is always a good tactic. So for turn 1, so it was interesting to see where Tom was going to go with his Divulge card. he decided to go for the Makashi instead of having double bounty, which is how he's played up until this point. Having Palpatine wanting to burst into your lines means that having the ability to ignore immune pierce is probably where you want to go. So we've had a couple of early shots. As you can see, there's suppression on the mortar from when the Magnas moved up, and the Magnas have a wound on them as well. So if I switch to the dice cam, we should, yeah, here we go. So you can see there's a couple of wounds on a couple of Magnas there. Yeah, really interested to see how the final table goes. If it's Dave Grant, he had an amazing game on stream yesterday where he lost Vader in turn 2 and then continued to play the objective and won. Chris taking some sniper shots here, taking a Magna out. So you can see that Magna Guard squad there is dwindling down. When you get those early shots on valuable units like Magna Guard, it's always pretty valuable. So Tom fishing for some crits there because there's some Palpatine just barriering off. So turn 1 command cards was focused on the kill for Chris, which is an IG-88 1-pip. And Tom played standing orders, and with the B1s, just got direct all the orders out. So he's got pretty good order control. You have to forgive the delay in the stream. We started a little bit late today. Some heads are a little bit fuzzy. Karaoke was had. Voices are husky. Here we go, so focus on the kill. It's a permanent whilst IG-88 is performing a ranged attack. Target of bounty keyword. Cannot spend tokens. If IG-88 has a wound equal to his or exceeding his threshold, it is not defeated until the end of the end phase. So Chris has put the bounty on Asajj. I think the fact that Asajj is going to be running in is the smart choice, because Bosk is going to just sit at range. So Tom is encouraged to bring Asajj towards Chris's list, which is exactly what he wants. And Tom put the bounty on Palp. Having Palp do the Palp bomb means that he is at some point in the game probably going to be sat on very low health. Here we go, so Tom activating his Chris activating his mortar. And he is going to get 2 actions. Oh, he's continuing the attack on the Magna Guards. Loses 1 to cover, 2 to defend. Another wound on the Magna Guard there. As you can see, just coming in there, that front squad of the Magna Guards already lost a man from an earlier shot. Tom going to his bag, pulling the special forces and improvising. Always frustrating when you improvise and you get the exact same token that you didn't want. So Asajj is activating. Asajj is moving up to some line of sight blocking terrain for the most part. Chris being ever the great sportsman, telling Tom that his mortar can still see Asajj. So helping him out, because the intention is to have her out of line of sight, so nobody can see her. So this is why Legion is such a great game, because everybody's so friendly, and you want to keep, if that's what you're intending, so nobody can see, that's what you want. So we changed up the tables for today. We got another great table from Andy, Andy's collection. I decided that we probably didn't want to use one of my tables because that's what all of the YouTube videos have been on so far, and we've got great terrain. Yesterday we had an amazing Ewok table. Those videos are on our YouTube channel if you haven't seen me. And then this one is kind of a Scarify table. Took another second mortar, taking a shot on the front squad of Magnas. 1 through, 1 saved. Tom just checking some ranges there. So he's got the range 4 gun on 3 squads of B1s, and they've got critical 1, red and white. Just great for picking wounds off on those low health units like a mortar. Measuring up, trying to work out where you can get some pot shots off if you can aim and shoot, I think. Otherwise you're going to have to potentially do some moves. We will keep you updated on Ollie and Dave's game throughout this stream as well. I'm actually looking at Ollie right now. He just winked at me. And unfortunately, I can no longer play Where's What Ollie because I stayed on his sofa last night, so I know exactly where he lives. I will be taking bribes to tell you where it is. But as Ollie is player TO, he's doing nothing. But back to the game that we're actually watching. So the B1s, taking them. Moving back out of line of sight. Chris pulling the core trooper. It's gone with both mortars, so it has to be a shore trooper. So he has Delmico in one of these squads for another sniper. Interesting to see if he continues to try and get pot shots, if he's going to move. Yeah, so Delmico continuing to aim and shoot towards the same squad of Magna Guards. I think it's quite important if Chris can get the Magna Guards off the table before they get into their real threat range. Could be a huge swing for the game. So he gets 2, which bounce for cover. Goes down to 1. Take a suppression. You can see here that squad is stacking the suppression. Normally droids don't really care, but when they get to the double their courage, they will still panic. Mortar taking another wound there. So Chris going with his Royal Guard. Takes a recover action to get Protector back. It looks like he's eyeing up a move. I feel like in Legion you spend a lot of time trying to work out the right move. Sometimes you get a little bit of analysis paralysis and end up thinking too long about what you want to do when really what you should be doing is the same thing that you started, the first idea you had. So just measuring up his RG there to make sure that he's got range on the Guardian. Tom going back to the bag. I think he's trying to pull that Magna Guard before they're picked off anymore, which he does pick them off. So Tom activating his Magna Guard and moving up. Just remembering that he's not rallied. He does become below the panic value, so that's good. Means he still gets both actions because droids don't care about suppression really, only when they're panicking. Okay, so moving up, everything is turtling up. Behind that line of sight blocker, you can see the angle from the overhead camera there that pretty much everything is getting blocked off. Taking a pot shot. Really wants to get rid of that mortar, I think. Try and get some activations off the table. One shot, one save. But again, suppression's getting pretty real for that mortar. Second squad of Shores just come out of the bag. You can see the baseball capped head of Chris Smith poking in there. I think he's going to try and work out if he's got a T21 pot shot. Okay, Chris just working out where he wants to move. There's just a discussion on range and line of sight going on at the moment. There you go, silhouettes coming out. You can see there, it's the front unit of Magna Guards that he's trying to shoot. I think he's only going to be able to see a small amount of that silhouette. The games this weekend have been normally. I spend a lot of my games turn one just being a moving for position, double moves, things like that. But there's been so many early shots in these games. It's been really interesting to watch. Well, a lot of paint there on Chris's Shore squad. Heavy cover to the Magnum means that there's going to be 3 to defend. Oh. The paint, but some of that paint was surge. Never what you want when you've got those non-surging red dice. They feel like they should be invincible, but it's only a 50-50.
With this one, it does say it's on my table. Sorry. So because it adds a minute, so you can choose
Sorry, I had to go and get a drink there. Last night's heavy Jaeger bomb session and karaoke starting to catch up. Midnight shouting Limp Bizkit's break stuff has left a little bit hoarse. So going into turn 2. Players trying to work out their best command card choice. Both measuring up some burst of speed options.
That's the Gas Spot Rise 1, just Rebels left now.
Both players really talking out what their different plays are without telegraphing exactly what it is they want to do. You're right, Rob, it is just one of those days. Looks like give in to your anger. So after all the one pit mind games and measuring up for burst of speed, Tom has committed to the one pit. Asajj So the Jedi shall fall. Sarge Ventress against Jedi Hunter. When the Sarge Ventress performs an attack, during the attack dice, you roll dice step. She may gain. Going to max out your suppression at that point, so you're going to give as much suppression out to yourself to get as many dodges as you can. You're ignoring Pierce. You've got Surge to crit because you've got Jedi Hunter. I feel like Tom would be in a pretty good spot, but Chris was also measuring up for the Give Into Your Anger and Now You Would Die, but played Give Into Your Anger. So for anyone who doesn't remember Give Into Your Anger, it's before your opponent would activate the first unit, they may choose an enemy trooper unit. If you do, they must activate that trooper unit first. If it does not perform an attack, it gains 4 suppression. So the payloads need to go from the so the red payload, which is Chris, is going towards the blue boxes, and the blue payload is going towards the TIE bomber. Having a little technical issue with the over-the-head camera there. It seems to have frozen a little bit, so if you bear with me, I will be right back.
Lovely.
Oh, it's good to hear that the audio is finally coming through. There you go, you can see the face of Chris Smith whilst he measures up. Yeah, like I mentioned before, this is the first time I've done a live stream, so there's some definite teething issues on some of these cameras, and the system that I've been using to do it has been a little bit all over the place. So we will get there. I think we're also planning on investing in more cameras, just to make sure that we get the best image possible. Yeah, there is a hungover me. There we go. We are back. Let's just pull this to the full screen. Oh, that is... Sorry, really seeing behind the curtain of how amateur this is. But here we go. Actually quite like this angle for some of the shots. You can see the distance there. You can see where the payload carts are. Tom has definitely decided to try and take the slightly longer route, but keeping it safe away from Chris getting any of his units in there. Yeah, and you can see some line of sight checks going on here. Yeah, those IRG got spread real wide to make sure that they would get as much opportunity to Guardian as possible, especially with Protector. I expect that whilst he's on the advance, he's probably still going to recover to get Protector back and then move as his second action. That's what he had in the first one. So Tom taking a pot shot here with Bosk on the mortar. I think this mortar is not long for this world, if I'm honest with you. He's already on 4 suppression. He's already taken 2 wounds. Bosk has got pierce. I think Chris is trying to work out if it's worth. Yeah, so force barrier has been spent on Palp. And then he's guardianing the IRG so the mortar can still live. Means that he's not lost any activations, which is where I think Chris is aiming to make the most of it. So Chris now activating his IRG, recovering to get Protector back, electro binoculars to get an aim on IG88. Tom activating some B1s now. All the B1s have the 3 squads of B1s have got the B1 sniper, the red and white crit one. Just witnessed Cockles walk into a door. Yep. He's going to get himself a plaster. Oh. Whilst getting the plaster, walked into a wall. It was pretty funny. So Tom moving up those B1s, and I think he's going to take another pot shot. Yeah, here it goes. Double blanks, but yep, if it's not in the dice tray, reroll. Just goes for cover. Oh no, sorry, that was protected. Activating some special forces now. I think measuring up to Bosk. Cockles was actually the designated driver last night, so he was full send karaoke, but and he was taking requests. But was just drinking Diet Cokes, no ice. Oh, Bosk taking 2. So Tom now deciding to activate Asajj, I think. Yeah, so Asajj just behind that, looking to burst the speed, I think, here. Just trying to hold up that bomb cart as much as possible. Tom trying to work out the best target for. Trying to work out the best target for Asajj here. Yeah, Cockles had limited sleep, but he did snore me awake at 6 a.m. The world's loudest snorer, Cockles Faulkner, everybody. So Tom getting the burst of speed. Burst of speed into the T21 Shore Troopers. Yeah, getting 4 dodges from the command card. Spending his aim. Interesting choice on if Tom decides to spend his dodges to dice fix, or if he's just going to leave them as they are and keep them for defense. No, there you go. Spending 2 dodges to make sure that he gets a full boat. Still losing with 2 dodges, which is great. The aim that he had there was from offensive push. So Chris losing. Yeah. Chris losing the full squad of Shores there. So Sarge killing all but 1 Shore Trooper, so leaving 1 man left alive, and then force pulling the IRG into melee to try and protect her as much as possible, as they've already gone. So if the Shore Trooper was to disengage, he's still safe. Another sniper shot coming off. Yep. Just a shoot with the pierce. It's another one on Bosk. Just trying to work out who's left to activate. Both mortars, squad of Shores, IG-88 still to go. Sorry, both Shores. The Shores that are still in melee, who are safe. So then Tom getting some special forces. Just moving up a little bit. Chris pulling a core. I think these are 2 really interesting lists that we've got here. Having Bosk and Asajj together has worked really well, like we saw yesterday in round 3.
So I can repair the medal.
You tell me to the medal.
Depends how much of the medal stuff back on.
It's a discussion on whether there's a discussion on whether you can, if it's a repair or a heal, to bring back a medbot, because Chris just lost a medbot that had all of its charges, I believe, which is pretty brutal. Just trying to work out where the IRG, working out where the Magnas are and which ones he wants to shoot. Mortar getting 1 hit through. It's saved, but taking a heap of suppression there. So it's got to be ones now activating. I think they're going to take another pot shot. Looks like they'll be able to get to range 3, so that they can actually all shoot this time. And they get, the full squad there. Just one. Oh, one was all he needed. The mortar is finally dead. That mortar has taken so many shots. If you're just joining us in the stream, we're playing Major Offensive Payload Clear Conditions. We've got this is the semi-finals, both players 3-0 on a 5-round tournament to get the World's Invite from Battlefield Hobby, which is a That's No Moon tournament. It's the first one that we've run, so really pleased on the turnout. We've got 28 players. The field is full of great players. There's been some upsets early doors. Lila had a table that she wasn't that happy with and ended up losing pretty quickly in round 2. But that meant that she got to cast with us, which was pretty fun. Dave Grant and Ollie Dyer on the other semi-final table. Two more wounds on us. The first 2 wounds on Asajj. Just trying to work out what the Magna Guards can see here. Yep, no, that was the decision, was that it doesn't have the Droid Trooper keyword. It has the same keywords as the rest of the squad. So you would need a medic. Tom remembering now to put the immobilized token on from burst of speed. And now Tom's playing the smart game and playing the objective by moving some Magnas up close enough that they can interact with Chris's objective and try and hold off moving that cart, but also trying to stay safe. So moving and then shooting. Three to defend. Sorry, 1 to defend. After cover. Losing another Royal Guard. Sorry, the Royal Guard was for Guardian. The other wounds going on the mortar. Chris pulling a core. Just trying to work out the best move for this. I think it's going to be a move and then a full shot with Delmico and all of the shore troopers. So it's taking that move. 6 black heavy cover. Only a single one. It's a surge. Spending a surge token. Tom trying to work out if he can get another squad into range 1 of the payload. Second squad of Magnas. I think he's going to do the same trick of moving forwards and then trying to cohese as far out of line of sight as possible. Yeah, so moving up and taking a shot.
Yeah, exactly. If you didn't roll these well,
So now I move, then I'll give you. Three black, 4 white, and red. Surf cover.
Pushing the time versus when I try and do something
Chris Guardianing, taking another wound on his IRG. I think these guys are gonna. Their role in this list is very obvious. That it is Guardian and give out names. The Shore Trooper activating and just punching a Sarge. One hit means she's got to spend a dodge, but she's not that bothered. Tom just moving some terrain to make sure that he can move his units. Getting a double move with the B1 squad, making sure that he can get within range of the objective again.
Brave man.
Finally making sure that his cohesion is as hidden as possible. Just hiding behind the same cooling tower that Asajj and the Magnus were hiding behind the turn before. Just discussing what all of IG's command cards do, because I think I'm not sure that Tom's played against IG's much, or just doesn't know the cards off the top of his head. It's hard to keep track of every command card, especially if you don't play every faction. So the cart's now moving at the end of the round.
It might be easier just to have a base. There's still a few things on the base. It's like B1.
There you go. See the placement of both carts at the end of the round. It's a displacement, so Chris now gets to place them.
Okay, well, my last one is this, which is the worst fucking one called this.
You can't one-shot them. Or power
Back to command cards. Trying to work out the best choice for the next round. I think we might now see and now you die, but that may well get left until later in the game. Yeah, so Tom playing ambush, Chris going for and now you will die, as you can see just in the corner there. Just rolling off for priority. Tom being the blue player gets the priority there.
And he can't get searched. You can't.
Sarge also getting an order there. I'm sorry, that's not a Sarge getting an order, that is the Royal Guards entourage. Tom doing B1 things, having the B1 chain. Tom winning the priority roll off as the blue player, rolling the chance cube. There we go, straight in with the Sarge, I think.
He won't die till the end. And you can repair, if you repair him, you stop the
Just a question going on here on IG88. Once he hits his wound profile, he does stay until the end of till the end phase. Tom was just asking whether he can be repaired back down, and he cannot. As soon as he has hit that threshold, he is dying at the end of the next turn. So Tom rallying, Sarge rallying like a Wookiee.
Oh, is that Saints Row? Sorry. Oh, sorry.
He's got his full bucket of 8 black dice. Ooh, not a great roll for Massage. Only 4 hits. I'm sure Chris has got to be happy about that. IG has armor 1 as well, so he's going to. So with impact 2, it's kind of irrelevant when you've only got armor 1 and there's more dice, so he's still going to miss 1 and he's going to have 3 to defend, I believe. And they're just 2 to defend. Ending up with 2 wounds there. Two wounds on IG is probably one of the better results out of that. When 8 black dice are swung at you, get a little bit worried sometimes. There we go, so Palpatine taking an aim. Palpatine making it 4 to defend, just with a regular attack, in activation attack. So Sarge is down to 1 health on the first attack. So he gets an aim for... Oh, sorry, that was the second action was a pull the strings on IG, who has just killed a Sarge, which means that Chris now gets the bounty because the Sarge is now off the table. That is a great play from Chris. And now it's the "and now you will die." The aim from Anger. 2 PS2. There's a couple of dead droids. Interesting to see how many wounds Chris is willing to take on Palp here. He's going to take the next attack on some more Magnus. Again, he's got an aim from Anger. It's 4 down to 2 PS2, killing a Magna Guard. Yep, Chris is taking 1 more wound. Let's see it better here. Oh, that's a much better roll. Spending the aim to make it 6 down to 4. PS2. That is a lot of dead droids. Interestingly, one of the key features is that gives you a mobilized token to each of them that have been attacked. It's a great Palp play there, but I think the key to that is really getting the pull the strings on IG to claim the bounty. You can see, looking over to the other table, that Dave and Ollie's game is still well underway. We've had about an hour and a half. It's like an hour and a half-ish. They're still got plenty of time on this round, so they're not worried too much about timings at this point. Just trying to work out how many moves they need to actually get to the objective. Having a discussion on how barrier is working, so can't barrier himself, so I think Palp has become the main target. Tom trying to work out what he's what he wants to do here. So. Oh yeah. Yeah, lots of head scratching going on. Again, this is to go into the final. Winner of this game will be against either Dave Grant or Ollie Dyer, and potentially will be winning a Worlds invite. Be one of those 4 players. So Tom decided now just to go back to the bag. He's going with Bosk. You see Bosk moving up. Making his long range attack. So with Pierce, that is the last of the IR. Yep, there's no heavy weapon in the IRGs, so that is the squad gone. Which means that he's got no more Guardian, no more Protector. So Palp is looking a little ropey, but at this point Palp has done his work. He's got rid of Asajj. He's helped IG get the bounty for Asajj. This is all key stuff. Some real value out of those units. He has lost 3 activations. I'm not sure that Tom has lost an entire activation other than Asajj. So he's still in a good spot for the numbers game that is Payload. So Chris activating IG88. He's going to make a move action. He's going to make an attack on the Magnas. You can see there. You can see both Magnas. After cover, it's 2 PS2. So Tom is now left with 1 Magna Guard left on 1 wound. They're immobilized. They've got 5 suppression. So the chances are, well, they're going to have to roll pretty hot on the rally. Tom pretty happy that there's no more Guardian on the table. Magnas. Palp's gone. Like I said before, though, Palp has had his value. He's helped IG claim the bounty. He's had his and now you would die. Asajj is gone. There's a lot of immobilized units there. He was still pretty key. Special forces now. I think at this point, Chris is making the right choice. He's going to have to move. His forces are looking pretty light on the ground now. Yeah, so here we go. Double move with the sniper. So I'm going with that single Magna Guard. Going to try and rally off all of that mega suppression. Ooh, rallies nothing. It's going to panic with the newest panic rule. Just flip the token, remove your courage worth off suppression. So Chris again moving towards to make sure that he's contesting that objective. Oh, lovely. Delmico making sure that you can pull 2 wounds off of 2 wounds. He's pulling wounds off IG88 with Delmico's repair 2. Great use of Del in this list. Getting that 4th sniper. 3rd sniper, sorry. There you go, and the Magna Guard is dead. That's leaving just a Magna and a B1 contesting Chris's objective. But Tom has got nothing contesting against his. He's sitting pretty over there. I think because Chris opted to be the red player, Tom has to make that move and that attack because because the red player is going to win on types. I'm just going to go over and check on the Dave Ollie game and see what the situation's looking like, and I'll be right back. So Dave and Ollie's game is on turn 4. Looking at the table, Dave hasn't got very many models left. He's lost all of his dewbacks. Vader is in Ollie's lines. They're playing breakthrough, and all of Ollie's bikes are just headed straight to Dave's deployment zone. So I think, well, if anybody can come back from something like that, it's Dave. He's the master of low activations and underdog stories there. So Tom activating, rallying. He's gonna take a pot shot with 2 white dice. And then those B1s moving back.
You rolled a crit naturally last time when you did that.
I think Tom's going to have to continue the push on Chris's objective. It does mean he's going to end up leaving his bomb cart pretty uncontested at this point. Chris's B1s. Gonna take a shot. Delmico, I think. Either that or they're gonna just go for IG. Out of the two, I think IG is probably the smarter choice. Yep. They're going to move, they're going to shoot IG. I think Tom's going to try and get to range 3. There he is, just at the corner of range 3 there. You can see from this angle a little bit better, getting right up there. This is a squad with one of the snipers, so it's got the two, one red, one white, critical one. With the rest of the B1 pool, though, he should get a surge in there. Oh, 3 crits. That is that's exactly what you wanted. Chris takes a wound. So Chris activating a mortar. Trying to finish off the droid, starting to contest his objective still. Just gets all the blanks, still gets the suppression because of the suppressive keyword. Moving up to make sure that he's got more units on his objective. You can see here Tom's still got a fair few units still to activate. Looting boss. If he can kill IG, then Chris is going to lose the lose that bounty. Moving more droids up to the droid ball. 2 crits. Oh, 2 saves. Chris trying to work out what's left on the CIS. Because Chris is just down to 6 activations. He's only got a sniper left, and I think, judging by what the last couple of turns have been, he's going to be a double move. Yeah, there we go, as predicted. Double move to make sure that he's got the range.
May as well go on Regus. If you guard it anyway, then. Wherever you allocate. I mean, it'd be a bit silly, I think, for me to rush in. Unless you're ready to rush What?
Okay, so just about to go into turn 4. Just realising that they've got plenty of time. They're both of the bomb carts are a double move away from the centre. Oh, double 2-pip. Oh, red player gets priority. Chris has got the priority there. So we have got Reptilian Rampage. So during boss activation, he can double attack, which is going to be real key for this this round, I think. And we also had a machine made for killing. Machine made for killing IG-88 or IG-11. They gain 1 aim, demoralize 3, and steady. So basically what they've done this time is they've realised that they're both 2 moves away from the objective. As you can see from this camera here, both objectives, both bomb carts are right there. They're both 2 moves away. So if they both move twice, they're going to tie on objectives. So it's really going to come down to those key bounty points. At the moment, Chris has the bounty because IG-88 killed Asajj. But Tom still has Bosk, who can double tap this turn, and if he kills IG, it swings the complete opposite direction. Yeah, Chris just finishing off that Magna Card unit there. Oh no, sorry, there's still 1 magnet left. There you go, Chris hiding IG just behind that box in the middle there, trying to keep him safe from that boss double tap. Also keeping him in range of the objective, because what Tom could do now is just try and swarm the objective because he has the numbers. So he could literally just double move. I think what's going to happen here, we'll stick with this camera angle at the moment because he's going to try and work out some silhouette line of sights going on. Yeah, so Bosk is moving up. He's within range of the objective, so he's going to be contesting the move. So he's taking the wound to do the move. Ooh, 3 crits from Bosk. Yeah, so with Impervious, he's rolling 4. 1 damage to IG. He's got 2 health left. Tom can still make another attack. Ooh, another 3 wounds going through. Oh, another 1. Oh no, he's got him. That was all he needed. So the bounty is just completely flipped the other way there. Completely flipped the other way there now. So Chris now has to kill Bosk. And then it will come down to points. At the moment, I think the fact that Chris has lost IG, IRG and PAL, he is at a disadvantage on points destroyed. So he is going to have to really push. As I went and saw the command cards, he said to me that this is the sweatiest game he's played in a long time, and I think that's probably quite true. So if we switch back to the dice cam, you can see the Shore Troopers moving up. I think they're going to try and just get just plough the shots into Bosk. Bosk with the white dice, of course, so having a terrible save. Oh, it's looking pretty good. Another 2 to Bosk. He heals off some wounds with regenerate, and then immediately takes them back.
Some saucy stuff going on.
Boss currently sitting on 4 wounds of 7. Tom choosing to activate his Magna Guard. Again, switching the camera there just so you can see exactly where they are. Working out how far that bomb cart can move. There we go. So moving into melee with the shore troopers there. We've got 2 saves, 1 shore trooper gone. And the good news is that Tom's actually completely tar-pitted in there. There's nothing that Chris can do to get into melee with that Magna Guard and kill it. So it is going to continue to contest that objective. It's in with a unit that's already activated, which is absolutely the correct move. Real high on play from these guys. Chris just trying to work out where range 1 for the mortar is. Fun fact about Payload, I have never played a game of Payload, mainly because the guy that I play with quite a lot, Chris Davis, he was desperate to play Payload, so I always took a really steep bid and never put it in my battle deck just to piss him off, because that's what friends do. But yeah, Chris just trying to work out the perfect spacing to make sure that he is within range 1. The only problem is, just see Chris pointing there, there is a whole B1 army, as you can see from this camera angle here, with face-up orders that are still to go. So yeah, Chris going with the mortar. Getting within range 1. There we go, so Tom just immediately moving that B1 squad into melee, trying to keep him safe. You can see the game starts to speed up at this point a little bit now that there's less activations on the board. Chris doing the same thing again, he's going to move up. He's going to move up and punch, doesn't get the punch off. I think at the moment Chris is still contesting the objective over Tom, but Tom is here we go. Tom is now starting to move the B1 wall. He's going to move it up so that he can test the objective, and then as his second action, I think he's going to keep working on those snipers that you can see now. Try and get some of those crits because they're going to have heavy cover, which is then improved by 1, so they're going to block 3 hits. But Tom's got the crit gun. So, and a fistful of white dice, so he is hoping for a surge. He gets 1 as a oh, he's saved on the white dice. Chris immediately going back to the bag, getting a squad of snipers. And I think he's going to take the long way around maybe try and get a pot shot on Bosk. Pierce against Bosk is huge because he's hardly ever rolling saves anyway. So if you can get Pierce in on there, that's proper value town. Making sure that he has rallied. As a courage 2 unit, he doesn't really care. Here we go, 1 Pierce 1. Bosk has got 2 left. I don't know if you can hear the growl from Chris from across the room there, but I think he is gonna have a real headache. It's a good job after this game. There is a 45-minute gap before we have the final table. You can see that Ollie and Dave's game is still going. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to send a scout off to try and work out if anything has changed on that. So I've just come back from seeing Ollie and Dave, and Ollie has won on breakthrough 4-3. He's got 4 bikes. Dave only had 3 activations left. Ollie had 4 bikes in Dave's deployment zone at that point, so it was game over. So top table is going to be Ollie Dyer. I'm not sure it counts if you're the TO and you win the tournament. I think you should have to forfeit. But Ollie is going to be playing either Tom or Chris.
I mean, with 7 dice and 6 critical.
Yeah. Taking a scout off the board. That was a full unit as well. That was the heavy. Here we go. So going into turn 5 of the game now. Chris playing assault. Tom being a bit too hasty with the command card, so I'm just going to check what you play. Did you, Chris? Okay, so we had laying in wait against assault. Chris won the roll off, so it's he's gonna have the priority. He's just gonna try and murder Bosk. So the shore troopers have an aim. Yep, Bosk gone. That takes the second bounty out of the game.
You need to move this stuff.
I need it. That's why I put back. I wanted to do it. And then we are definitely going back down.
Tom trying to work out where he wants to go now. We're now going to be joined in the booth by Ollie, who has made it to the finals. I think this is the first finals you've ever had, isn't it, Ollie?
No, I think it's for like a world's qualifier. Yeah, no, because it's always been regionals that I've qualified at. Second at MKGT, second at LGT, and then this.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Well, yeah, I'm too fat to be the bride.
Tell us about your game with Dave. How did that go?
So it was on breakthrough. Thankfully, the cards came down in my favour, and I was able to bin off key positions and hostage, leaving Dave to choose from breakthrough or bombing run. I think bombing run is a 3-3, go to kill points. Breakthrough has a chance of winning because he can just run his dewbacks and hopefully cause me some problems in front lines. But then Vader did Vader things and killed 2 dewbacks in a turn.
Whoa. 2 in 1 turn.
Yeah, they already had a couple of wounds off them, but he was on his implacable, so he just ran at them.
Nice.
Fancy me some skewered meat, boy.
That's the last thing that Dave would have wanted to see at that point. So you had just all your bikes in his lines at the end?
Yeah, so my bikes went around the flanks, just ignored his whole army, just focused on just this one unit of guys that he was just had holding his back line, and then he sent the rest at Vader and the HRUs. And to be honest, Vader is the thing that makes the list powerful, because it's Vader that will just start mowing through things.
Yeah. Out of these 2 lists, so we've got the CIS double bounty with Asajj and Bosk, and we've got Chris's IG Palp IRG list. Which one would you most like to play in the final?
I don't particularly want to play against either of them, due to losing to this list from our dog-loving friend, Andrew Terrell, but no. To be honest, I think maybe the droids, but I also really, really don't like playing against droids.
I think at the moment it's looking quite likely that it's going to be Tom. I think he's currently got the numbers to outnumber Chris on Chris's cart. So at the moment, Chris managed to score the bounty on Asajj with a melee punch from IG, on Pull the Strings from Palp.
But then IG's dead.
But then IG then died to Bosk, who then claimed the bounty on IG. Bosk has then died, so there's now no bounty. So we've had a real whirlwind on this one, and we're now in the closing stages of trying to get your cart to move. Tom only needs to make his cart move once more to touch the objective, and he's currently just overwhelming Chris with numbers.
It's a bold strategy, Carbon. Let's see if it plays off for him.
Are you enjoying this view of Chris?
Absolutely not. It's horrendous.
For anybody listening,
I see you, baby.
Chris is just bent over.
I already had him slut dropping on me last night.
It's like he's wearing nothing at all.
No, I think it looks like all the heavy hitters from both sides are gone.
They certainly are.
Sarge is dead.
Yep.
Looks like it.
The Magnas, I think there's 1 Magna Guard left.
It's just a numbers game now.
It is a numbers game, yeah.
But if it looks like Chris has lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Sniper squad.
7, maybe 8 activations.
Yeah, so he's getting pretty low.
So I imagine he's looking like he's on. Yeah, it is 8 activations. Yeah. So I assume he's got 3 left.
I think at this point, all Tom needs to do is just charge all the rest of his units at the point. There you go. Game done. So the final is going to be CIS versus Imperial. So it will be nice that it's not just imps v imps. And we will be back at what time's